First off, I want to thank ODD TV for bringing this video to my attention. It's a Marilyn Manson video preview. The album is scheduled to be released February 14th, of course, Valentine's Day. But this preview video just so happened to be released on Election Day, November 8th. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But first off, let's just take a look at the start time, or I should say the length of the video itself. Exactly 1:16. You know about the occult. You know about how these Satanists operate. It's about the law of reversal. Like I showed many times with Aleister Crowley. It goes back even further with Eliphas Levi. How they learn to write backwards, walk backwards, listen to phonographic records in reverse, practice speaking backwards, learn how to read backwards. They say the Lord's Prayer backwards in the Satanic Church. What it comes down to, states here in the Bible, Revelation 12:9, how Satan deceives the whole world, and this is very literal. And again, taking a look at the length of the video itself, 1:16 minutes. This is, again, about the law of reversal. Just like in Back to the Future, one of the most occultic movies of all time, just so happens to be 116 minutes. Many people have seen this before with the Twin Pines Mall scene with Marty McFly. You get your, just like Marilyn Manson, you get your MM for 33. Turn the two M sideways, you get your 33. You get your 1:16, just like the length of the movie itself. Why is it? Again, about the law of reversal, doing things in opposites. You flip it upside down, you get your coded for 9/11. It's all about the Bible verse from Revelation 9:11, where the Antichrist is named as Apollyon the Destroyer. And also Back to the Future with Doc and the two clocks duality, you get your, again, another way to get 9/11 in reverse. Instead of the 1:16, you get your 9/11 exactly reversed instead of being flipped around. Just more occult from Back to the Future before I move on to Marilyn Manson. With the scene from Back to the Future 2, actually, where you see the Twin Towers. In this scene, the towers basically go up. But from McFly's perspective, being upside down, again, the law of reversal, he sees them coming straight down. Of course, you also see the Statue of Liberty, the light as in the light bearer. It's all symbolic, just showing this very top, the so-called Statue of Liberty. Nothing more than androgynous being of Baphomet, as I explained before in previous videos. You can look at my other videos in the search to see that video. Getting back again to Marilyn Manson in this video called Satan, as in Satan. Nothing more than blasphemy, holding the Bible. Starts to rip out pages. Again, nothing more than blasphemy. As you see here as well. In this scene, I'm just going to warn people that it's a little bit graphic. Of course, it's fake, but it's all about, which I believe is predictive programming with Donald Trump. Just flash through it real quick just to show Donald Trump's assassination. Nothing more than what I believe, again, is predictive programming, which I believe will be nothing more than a hoax. Just like JFK and his hoax assassination. Again, another video I made on JFK. You can look at my other videos and watch that as well. Nothing more than a hoax. The world's nothing but a stage. Now, this is coded, as always, taking a closer look with the Occult of 33. You get your two stripes, or the 11s, and you get your 3 right here. You can say these are 2 3s as well, but I'm more looking at the obvious 3 and the 11. Okay? Just like in Back to the Future, once again, where they show the 9 with this Western Auto and the fire on the street, you get your 9/11 code. And also in the back, you have your town, but the T for town is kind of drowned out. So you get your own. Again, the law of reversal, you get your NWO in reverse as well. Just like the 311 band with the 311 here. You can see here with the double horns with one of the band members and the serpent on the shirt itself. These people are nothing more than sellouts. They are created by the so-called elite. They look for talent. They shape and form them into what you see on TV. Just like you see the entire concept of this one album cover, that 311, the all-seeing eye, lightning bolt, a reference to Luke chapter 10, verse 18, where Jesus beheld Satan falling from heaven as lightning. Now, moving along again, for those that don't believe this has anything to do with the Occult of 33, and Manson doesn't know anything about this, supposedly, give me a break. Take a look here, going back in time to this album dated November 13th, 2000, King Kill 33. And of course, a reference to Jesus Christ, who was crucified at the age of 33. Also, going back further, all about the 1/3 or 33% of the fallen angels thrown to earth from heaven. And again, getting back to the release date of the album, of course, November being the 11th month of the year, you get your 11, you get your 1, 1, and 1 for 3. And 3, you get your Cult of 33. And the album title itself, Holy Wood, a play on names with Hollywood. As I've mentioned many times in previous videos, the occult of Hollywood. Hollywood is nothing more than witchcraft. The ancient Druids, they used to make witches' wands and magic wands out of the holly tree. So this is, again, all about the occult of witchcraft with Hollywood. Now to move along here, showing how, again, how these so-called artists, which are nothing more than con artists, are creations by the Satanists behind the scenes. Just like Kurt Cobain, as I showed in a previous video, this photo looks like an airplane above the 2 L's and the P for flipper. You flip it over, of course, you get your 9/11. This is how they do it. Again, it's all about the law of reversal, how they hide things in plain sight, as I showed earlier. Interesting enough, with Kurt Cobain himself, again, you get the occult of 33 with his name. If you have so-called talent, you have a 33 name, you will be propped up. Now, something I found pretty interesting with this one band from the 1980s called Killing Joke. I mean, who would come up with a name Killing Joke? It makes absolutely no sense. But if you understand gematria, how they basically code, names from numbers, you'll understand the concept in this song titled The 80s, or 80s, I should say. Just take a listen and you'll see the connection with Nirvana and Kurt Cobain. Let's take a look here. The beginning of this video from Nirvana. Let's take a listen. You see the obvious connection here with these two bands. Come As You Are. Like I stated, these songs are not from these so-called artists. They're given to them from those behind the scenes. So Nirvana did not steal from Killing Joke. Okay? Like I showed earlier, the connection here is very interesting with Kurt Cobain being 33 and the name, again, Killing Joke. Why would they come up with a name such as Killing Joke? It doesn't make any sense. Of course it doesn't, but there's a reason. Okay? Because Killing Joke is 33. Everything is coded for those that understand the occult. Just like I pointed out yesterday with the video I made on this one band called Avenged Sevenfold. As I demonstrated during the video, towards the end, they show how the world's nothing but a stage. You see O.J. Simpson, you see all these other puppets with the strings on them, and then the so-called world leaders also pulling the strings, but they got strings above them as well, and it's Satan controlling it all. Okay, just take a look here at the lead singer for this band, into the occult of holding the glasses. First off, before I do that, take a look here. He was born Matthew Sanders, but goes by the name M. Shadows. Why would someone call themselves M. Shadows? Of course, all about the occult of 33. This is Satan's number, the devil's number. By the way, the devil himself is 33 as well, as you can see here. This is literal how those behind the scenes, going way back in time, basically created the English language all about the occult. Now, Satan has run this world for a very, very long time, basically from the start. Now, getting back to Avenged Sevenfold, of course, a biblical reference. You see the holding of the glasses, all about the occult. As I've shown before here, you see Bill Gates, okay, holding the glasses. Bill Gates just so happens to be 33 as well. Okay, like I stated, it's not always only the full name. It could be the first name or last name or full name. Just like Hillary Clinton, as you can see here, holding the glasses, all about supposedly being illuminated. Okay, Clinton, 33. Okay, understand, Bill Clinton was not born Bill Clinton. He was born Bill Blythe. Changed his name Clinton to get the 33. If you read his book, My Life, it talks about how he's supposedly born in Hope, Arkansas. Hope, Arkansas is on the 33rd parallel. Okay? Just so happens as well, in his book titled My Life, he mentions how he was born 33 miles from the Texas border. This is how obsessed they are with the devil's number again. Now, just taking a look at Chelsea Clinton, of course, you get your CC with ABC 123, CC for 33 with Chelsea. What do you see? Her necklace. Taking a closer look, and you see the upside down cross. These people are all occultists. Every single one of them. Taking a look, as I shown before as well, going back in time with this image of Sylvester Stallone. This is Matt Groening of The Simpsons. And of course, John Carpenter of the movie They Live, Halloween, The Thing, and many other movies. All these people in Hollywood, they're all occultists. They wouldn't make it there, be part of making movies, unless they're part of the exclusive club that makes movies. If you're just a regular person out there trying to break into Hollywood, good luck. You're not going to do it unless you are a Mason or into the occult. Movies are all about propaganda. They're not about entertainment. It's basically propaganda passed off as entertainment. Now, taking a look here again at Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons. Of course, as I mentioned before, Simpson is 33 as well when it comes to numerology. That's why you have The Simpsons, like Bart Simpson, and the 33 cent store. As you can see here, the occult of 33 in plain sight. Just like the O.J. Simpson hoax trial, supposedly getting a 33-year lawsuit from the Goldman family, and of course, supposedly getting a 33-year sentence in Las Vegas for stealing back his own merchandise. Just take a listen real quick to the Inside Edition TV show as they mention it.
His bride, Nicole Brown Simpson. This is how Simpson looks today, serving a 33-year prison sentence in Nevada.
Give me a break. 100% break. It's a complete joke. Put it right in front of our faces. People have no understanding, no concept of what's taking place. Just take a look at the numbers, because that's what they're all about, the numbers. On October 3rd, October is another name that's 33 in numerology. I'll get into it in a little bit. On the third date, you get your cult of 33 and 3. Hidden code for 666. Also, 333 is 9. That is Satan's number. Exactly 13 years to the day after he was acquitted of the murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown, and Ronald Goldman, Simpson was found guilty of all 10 charges. On December 5th, 2008, Simpson was sentenced to 33 years in prison with eligibility for parole in 9 years. Again, the number 9 in October, that's 33 again, 2017. And again, the number 9, as I pointed out before, just for reference, from the Satan service, they talk about Anton LaVey. Basically, during ritual, he rings the bell 9 times. Satan's number again is number 9. Okay? Also, talking about revolving the bell in front of his followers counterclockwise. Again, the law of reversal. Understand how they all work on the law of reversal in the number system. They're all about the numbers, as I stated many times. Now, take a look here at John Carpenter. Even though he's not wearing the glasses, doing the eye of illumination as, again, Matt Groening and Sylvester Stallone. Taking a look here, the 1988 movie, They Live. Let's take a listen to what it said here by the Preacher Man. I find it pretty interesting.
Because outside the limit of our sight, feeding off us, perched on top of us from birth to death.
Talking about those that rule this world, that are perched above us, basically blind the masses from birth to death. And that's the sad part. People live their entire lives deceived. They can't see what's right in front of them.
Our owners, they have us, they control us, they are our masters. Wake up, they're all about you, all around you.
Right when he says they're all around you, I find this interesting here. Move this over a tad so you can see a little bit better. It's hidden in plain sight is the cult of 33. Okay, with this TV. This is gray area. You have that. I'm going to show it a little bit, that number 9. But again, they put this border. If you look closely, put a border around this. So the number 9 and the border basically touches, but you get the 33-degree sign. Let's take a look here at these TVs from another vantage point. But taking a look at all the TVs, you'll notice there's only one with this yellow greenish price tag, again, of 339. It's not the same. Okay. Now you'll notice again, there's all these TVs, only one has this yellow screen tag. It's on sale, $350 down to $339. You get your $11 discount. I find it interesting that number 11. Let's take a look at the actual movie footage. Play it right now. You'll see all the TVs. Channel 54, 5 and 4 is 9. You have this guy watching all these TVs like a zombie, like people that do watch TV. If you ever watch people watch TV, just take a look at them. They look like basically brain dead, just like zombies that they are. TV just eats brain. That's all it's about, nothing more than mind control. Now, getting back to the price tag, this is very important. How they basically manipulate all this. Again, here's a closer look at the price tag. Let me get a clearer shot of it. See, again, $350 down to $339. Now look again at the border here. Let's compare here. Here doesn't add up. During production of this movie, they put basically a box around the price tag again to get the occult of 33%, or the occult of Freemasonry with the 33. And here's just basically an outside look of it. You can definitely see how they altered this. People are too busy watching the movie. They don't pay attention to details and notice little things like this. They don't understand the occult. They're not going to even care or bother to look at stuff like this. They have no understanding of anything. It comes down to it. And all about the occult of 33, just like when you see Angela Merkel of Germany doing this hand sign. People wonder why she's doing this goofy hand sign. There's a reason. If you don't understand the occult, you're not going to understand it. Because diamond is 33. Okay? This is basically upside down pyramid or a diamond for 33. That's why she's doing the hand sign. All about signs and symbols. She's showing you the 33 as a symbol. More 33s, as I showed before with meatloaf. Why would someone call themselves meatloaf? Bad out of hell, because meatloaf is 33. Okay? Understand the whole concept of Chaldean numerology, which I made a video about a week ago about. You can take a look at that as well on my channel. It's all about magic. Basically black magic. With these occultists. I showed the numerology calculator, but you could do it by hand as well, of course, using this chart. Okay. You can see here with the occult of Oz with 7-7, and the Golden Gate Bridge, GG for 33 as well. There's also Pythagorean numerology after Pythagoras. This is more standard chart they're using today when it comes to numerology. And as always with these occultists, they always show their numbers, like showing their cards in plain sight. Going back to the 1980s with this music video from Germany, Nena, 99 Luft Balloons. As she's walking through this battlefield, you see the 33. Okay, just like I showed earlier with the 311 band, guitar player wearing the number 33. The concept of Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. Turn it sideways, you get your 33 for Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. Of course, you see the ear shaped round. Mice don't have ears like this, of course. They shape it here, as you see, to get that number 3 for 33. Again, there's many characters. In Hollywood, Marilyn Monroe, besides Marilyn Manson, Marilyn Monroe, of course. Going back in time, Marty McFly, Michael Myers, Mork and Mindy. The list goes on and on. Just taking a look here at Walt Disney. Disneyland, of course, for those that know, on the 33rd parallel in Anaheim. Anaheim is 33 in numerology. It's also in Orange County. Orange is 33. Just like Disney World in Florida is in Orange County as well. These occultists, these people behind the scenes that own and control it all, they're obsessed with that number 33. And of course, Walt Disney himself just so happens to be 33. This is why he was propped up. Just taking a look here at this one Donald Duck, and what do you see in the right hand corner here? Take a closer look. How they love to put their Easter eggs in plain sight. Many children, millions of children have seen this over the years. Ask about Illuminati. Who's going to see this? Very few people see this. I mean, millions upon millions of kids have seen this. And they say, oh, the Illuminati is not real, doesn't exist. It's more or less Freemasonry, but Illuminati going back in time is very real. I talk about the 33 a lot. And there's these so-called truth speakers such as Alex Jones, this character named Alex Jones. He never talks about the 33. Why is that? Because he's part of the club. 33 club member. Just take a look at Alex Jones. Of course, with the devil horns, plain sight. And what do you see here as well? The 666 hand sign and InfoWars. The concept of InfoWars, you get Alex Jones 33 and you get InfoWars. You get your 33 as well. And getting back on topic with Marilyn Manson, and again, duality here with the black and white. Again, the 33 Mickey Mouse ears. Take a look here as well with Pee Wee Herman. Every single person you see in Hollywood that makes it big, they're part of the rigged reality. Let's take a look here at Pee Wee Herman. Real name, Paul Rubens. Not exactly. He was born Paul Reuben Feld. So again, this is to hide his Jewish ancestry. Take a look here at Pee Wee's Big Adventure. There's many Easter eggs in the movie. I want to point out one here, just for example, with Dottie in this one scene in the bike shop. What do you see? An arrow pointing. I get a closer look here, and you see the arrow pointing at the 33. Okay. Now the whole concept of 33, every aspect of our society. Take a look at Halloween, and you see a jack-o'-lantern. It's orange for 33. And you see the 3 pyramids as eyes as well. Okay. October itself is 33, like I mentioned before, and also orange, like I stated. That's why they selected this month for Halloween. You have, of course, all the orange pumpkins. There's a reason for everything. Just like with Adolf Hitler in his book, you see the orange cover for 33, like the Golden Gate Bridge, why it's painted international orange, why astronauts supposedly brought Tang to the moon, because Tang is orange, of course. Just like the astronauts, supposedly the record of being on the moon is 33 hours. I mean, it's a complete joke. Talking about the number 33 and the entire concept of supposed space aliens. I've mentioned it many times. Aliens do not exist. They're nothing more than demons. First supposed crash of a UFO was on the 33rd parallel in Roswell, New Mexico. I mean, how obvious can it be? Talk about a little bit about the flat earth. For those that believe we live on a spinning ball, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. Just take a look at all these images. That's all they are, images, not photos. They're all composites. Specifically, take a look at, these are all official images, or supposed images, more like composites from NASA. Just take a look at the supposed blue marble from 1997 to 2012. Do you see a problem here? Complete joke. Everything's a joke. Everything's a lie. This is more of a realistic concept of what we live on, the flat earth. It's an opposite. They tell us we live on a ball that's moving. We're actually living on a flat earth that's stationary. Okay, just take a look here. They put in plain sight with under the dome. Okay, inside Chester's Mill. And why the name Chester? Okay, let's take a look here. Look here at Chester's. See here. Closer look at Chester's Mill. And why Chester? Why the name Chester? By Stephen King, who's a Mason, of course. Because Chester's 33. Just like the concept of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. The whole entire concept. Why is it Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome? Beyond Thunderdome. It's because beyond the Thunderdome is heaven. We're under a dome. Just like I showed earlier, the whole entire concept of the firmament above us. The exact reason you hear thunder echo is we're under this dome. That's why you see the arch of a rainbow as well. Because of the dome. And also, just taking a look at the man behind Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Of course, MM for 33 with Mad Max. You have George Miller with the devil horns. Okay. Of course, a Mason. The name Miller itself is 33. And Mel Gibson, the full name for Mel Gibson, 33. What a surprise. Now, don't think for a second these people in Hollywood don't know about the 33. Of course they do. pretty obvious. They even tell you in movies, in this 1997 movie titled Conspiracy Theory with, again, Mel Gibson. Just take a listen to what he says here.
I mean, George Bush knew what he was saying when he said New World Order. Remember those three little words, New World Order? Well, he was a 33rd degree Mason, you know, and as ex-director of the CIA.
Tell you the truth in movies and lie to you in the news. The world of opposites. You least expect the truth. Comedy, TV shows, Illuminati card games. Again, this is the world of opposites and Freemasonry with duality. Just take a look here at the demon. Another Jew, crypto Jew. He was born Chaim Witz, or known as, of course, the demon. I find it pretty interesting how they have this Jewish man, of course, goes by Gene Simmons, a fictitious name to hide his Jewish heritage. He mentions he's a Jew, but the name Gene Simmons doesn't seem as Jewish as Chaim Witz. Okay? What it all comes down to is nothing in this world is as it seems. Just like this quote from Yoda from The Empire Strikes Back, you must unlearn what you have learned. It's a very tough pill for many to swallow. A lot of people have pride in what they believe is their intelligence, but all you're fed are lies your entire life. Good luck finding the truth. By the way, this entire concept of Yoda was created by a Freemason, a very famous Freemason in Manly P. Hall. This whole entire concept, you see Baphomet in the back here, and you see this Yoda-looking demon-type character. You see the stars, all about Satanism in plain sight here. Of course, you take a look at Yoda once again, very similar. Just longer ears on the actual Yoda used in The Empire Strikes Back. Taking a look at George Lucas himself in this quote. Show this before from this book from 1997 titled Easy Riders, Raging Bulls. Why is the public so stupid? Okay, he's insulting you, all the millions and millions of fans of these Star Wars movies, and this is what he's talking about. Take a look at some of this, for example, this concept art here, The Empire Strikes Back. And everything they do, there's a reason behind it. People don't. They just look at stuff like this and don't give it any thought whatsoever. You see on the helmet of this Hoth Stormtrooper, and you see the 9 integrated with the 11. You get your 9/11, you get your 01 for September 11th, coded in the orange stripe. Again, like I stated earlier, orange is 33. So 9/11 and 33. Get into this a little bit more with these numbers, 9/11 and the 33, a little bit later. Also, take a look here at the Lucasfilm logo. See Lucasfilm over the dome, over the firmament. And here's your sun, and here is your moon. Lucasfilm Limited inside, like we're limited. We can't get past the dome. Okay, inner space. That's what it is. Rockets never been in space. That's why space shuttles do their arch. They'll lie to you and tell you they're going in a circle around the supposed ball. No, they're not. Just staying within the firmament. That's all that's happening. Now, Lucasfilm itself, for you coincidence theorists out there, you get your 33 with Lucasfilm. Okay, and the logo itself of Star Wars is like a pyramid type, uncapped pyramid. And the whole concept of the name Star Wars is all about basically the battle between good and evil, not in Star Wars, but the fallen angels against the good angels, the war in heaven, basically. Now, getting back to Marilyn Manson, who was born Brian Warner. Take a closer look here. His get up and this whole look he has, which without a shadow of a doubt was created for him. The name, of course, as well. I find it very interesting. Again, with your MM for 33 with Marilyn Manson. Going back in time, I found this very interesting with this magazine cover. This is dated September 2001. Take a closer look here at Marilyn Manson himself. There's a lot going on in this cover. Just take a closer look at Manson himself. And what do you see here? Even a closer look, and you see the Masonic ring which he's wearing. Masonry is all about Satanism. It's basically Satanism in disguise. And I'm lower level Masons are deceived. They don't know what the upper level Masons are doing. The very, very top. It's all about Satanism. They don't find out until they reach the very top, if they get there at all. Just like you see here with Albert Pike. Of course, you see the 33rd degree. Of course, the name itself, Albert Pike, just so happens to be 33 as well. The founder of the KKK. You get your 11, 11, 11, 33. Let's take a look at this quote from Albert Pike's book, Morals and Dogma, from page 104. Masonry, like all religions and the mysteries, hermeticism, and alchemy, conceals its secrets from all except the adepts and sages or the elect, and use false explanations and misinterpretations of its symbols to mislead those who deserve only to be misled, to conceal the truth which it calls light from them, and to draw them away from it. So again, understand, just like he states, all religion. That unfortunately includes Christianity, the religion itself, not the Bible. I'll get into that towards the end of the video. Now, getting back to Marilyn Manson himself here, as I shown earlier, you see the Masonic ring, holding his hand over his heart. States in the Bible, the heart is basically corrupt among all things. Who can know this? And this is why they love this holding the heart, the hand close to the heart here. Of course, a member of the Satanic Church here with Anton LaVey. This is something I want to mention. I haven't mentioned before. I have a friend I've known for basically a few decades that his dad was friends with Anton LaVey in San Francisco even before he started the Satanic Church. And he basically told me, while watching a Super Bowl a few years back, going back to the Super Bowl, interesting enough, just so happened to have the 33-minute power outage. He told me basically Anton LaVey was just deceiving his followers, which I know. Satanism is, again, all about deception, just like Albert Pike stated in his book, how all religions are about deception. Taking a look here again at Anton LaVey. Basically, he cannot admit that Satan exists. Of course, if he does, that by default, that makes God real as well in the eyes of the Satanists. So, to conceal the truth, just like Susan Atkins said during this interview, Anton LaVey, Anton told me that as a Satanist, he does believe in the God of the Bible, but he refused to worship him and made a conscious decision to worship Satan instead. This is from Susan Atkins. Okay? So again, understand, they cannot admit as Satanists that Satan exists. In doing so, again, by default, that's admitting God is real as well. So they're stuck in a bind. They want followers, but again, it's complex how it works. Basically, again, they have to deceive their followers. Now, that's pretty interesting as well with the name. Again, getting back to Marilyn Manson. The name Manson, and what does that derive from? Of course, like I mentioned, it's a fictitious name for the MM for 33 when you turn the 2M sideways. But it's, again, play of words. It states in the Bible how Jesus Christ, the Son of God, is God and man. God before all worlds. Man in our world. But since he is the only Son of God, by nature, not by grace, he becomes also the Son of Man, that he might be full of grace as well. So, Manson is basically, again, the law of reversal, putting man in front of son to get Manson. That's what it's all about. This is how they derive the name, again, Marilyn Manson. So just like Charles Manson, who I'm not even going to show an image of. That guy, nothing but a hoax, nothing but a psyop, just a basic boogeyman they have created. Again, more occult when it comes to the 33, and I find it interesting with the connection with 9/11 and Marilyn Manson. You see it with his logo here, with the MM. Basically, two 33s if you turn them sideways. Basically, two pitchforks as well. Just like you see here. Get into this a little bit. As I mentioned before, the towers came down after 33 years. The construction started in 1968. Of course, coming down in 2001, that is exactly 33 years, by a supposed 33-year-old pilot in Mohammed Atta. Okay, look at here, Donald Trump. He's occultist, everybody that makes the top of this world. Of course, him being so-called president of the United States. You see the 9/11 with the sheep. Just 100% mockery in plain sight. Now, getting back to the symbol, when it comes to Marilyn Manson, again, basically the pitchfork or the trident with the MM, as you see here with this 9/11 memorial. And you see basically the two pitchforks or tridents. You see here, I find it interesting how at the memorial they have it underground, like basically representing hell with the dual pitchforks of the devil. I'll get into that in a little bit, but again, see the similarities. It's right in plain sight. Basically, the foundation of the World Trade Center were these so-called tridents or pitchforks. Just as you see here with this drawing or illustration of a devil holding the pitchfork. Of course, the three prongs. Flip it around here. It's almost like three pyramids as well. Turn it sideways. You get your 33. Just like with Marilyn Manson. Now, this reminds me of something as well with this pitchfork design. Take a look here, as I showed before in my previous video on the JFK hoax. This hoax assassination film by a Freemason, Zapruder. You can look at my other video about this hoax and check it out. Basically, blow it wide open. Nothing more than fakery taking place. It's all a ritual, basically on the streets of Dallas, Texas. Of course, Dallas, Texas being 33. That's why they selected this location. Kennedy himself is 33 as well, as you can see right here. Now, again, take a look at the streets itself. The trident or pitchfork. And this is the path they took. The basic convoy of cars. It went down Houston Street or Houston. You know about Freemasonry, like I stated in other videos. The name Houston comes from Houston, the hewer of stones, all about masonry. And then, of course, it took a left-hand path down Elm Street. I mentioned before in other videos as well, the cult of Elm, the Elm Tree, and of course, more recently, the movie in recent history, I should say, with the Nightmare on Elm Street. This is a reference to, of course, what supposedly happened to JFK. Also, with the left-hand route they took on Elm Street, reminds me of Anton LaVey, the founder of the Satanic Church. With this statement he made, Satanism is not a white light religion. It's a religion of the flesh, the mundane, the carnal, all of which are ruled by Satan, the personification of the left-hand path. That's what it's all about. Just taking a look at this scene again from They Live. I haven't seen anybody else cover this. It's a minor detail. Take a look at this sign. It's blurred from this perspective. Wait till they pan back and you'll see what it says. Every little detail, there is a reason for what they do. As Roddy Piper moves forward, left turn only. Without a shadow of a doubt, they put this in there for this particular reason. Out of all the streets in LA where they're filming, they made sure, the director, I should say, John Carpenter, made sure he had this in there. Turn, left turn only. I find it pretty interesting. Little details, that's what they're all about. And again, left-hand path. Why are they so big on this left-hand path concept? These Satanists know the Bible inside and out. From Matthew 25:33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. This is a reference to Christ separating the sheep from the goats. That's why the whole entire concept, Baphomet here, you see his right hand up pointing towards heaven. This is for the sheep, and the goats go down to the left. That's why this is the left-hand path to hell. That's what it's all about. Getting back to the pitchfork here, taking a look at this tattoo. Okay, how people have been basically suckered in, brainwashed into the satanic system with this devil's pitchfork. Just like the Maserati, the logo itself, the pitchfork as well. Look at this car. Basically, Satanism is everywhere. It's in plain sight. People say, you find Satanism everywhere. That's because it is everywhere. That's because these are the Satanists that run this world, and they put it right in front of your face. But you are in denial. You don't want to believe it, but that's the reality. Just like when they say, in God we trust, on the currency, understand there's two gods. There's the God in heaven and the God of this world, as it states in the Bible. This verse from the Bible, a portion from 2 Corinthians 4:4, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. Satan has definitely blinded the minds of those that don't believe. And of course, in the public school system, they teach evolution as well. So, how is it that our currency in the U.S., it says, in God we trust, but they They teach evolution in the school system. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. The only way it adds up is if their God is as states in the Bible, just like they teach evolution in the school system, like I stated, is Satan himself. And also from the Bible as well, from Job 9:24, portion from this verse, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It's very obvious. One thing I want to point out too, a lot of people come to my channel telling me, how these so-called elite control it all, and therefore they manipulate the Bible. I tell them this. You need to understand this one simple fact. In the school system, they teach directly out of the textbooks. But when it comes to the Bible, the churches don't. The churches only read portions from the Bible. Just like this verse here. They're not going to show you or tell you in the churches where it states here in Corinthians 11:14. 1 Corinthians 11:14. Does not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it's a shame to him? Long hair on a man is shameful. That's why they gave Christ long hair. It's meant as being shameful. I know people are going to say, what about Samson? Samson had long locks. He didn't have it styled as a female, and that's what it's all about. If you have your hair styled just like you see here, give me a break. This is all about pushing the transgender angle, the transgender agenda, the mixing of male and female. Also, another verse in the Bible, from Jeremiah 10:22 and 4. This is what the Lord says: do not learn the ways of the nations, for the customs of the people are worthless. They cut a tree out of the forest, they adorn it with silver and gold, and they fasten it with a hammer and nails. The Bible tells you not to do this. And what do the churches do? They hang Christmas tree. This is all about, again, more mockery. The Bible says this. Church-going Christians ignore this Bible verse. That's what the Bible says about it right here in Mark 7:8. You have disregarded the commandment of God to keep the tradition of men. That's what people are going to do. They're going to twist this. Church-going Christians are going to twist this and say, oh no, this is a totem pole. No, it's not. It's not a totem pole. You don't put silver and gold on a totem pole. Give me a break. This is a Christmas tree. Okay? So you see here, brainwashing the youth with Frosty the Snowman. Take a listen to this song.
Silver and gold, silver and gold. Everyone wishes for silver and gold.
Again, all about biblical reference to silver and gold. Subconsciously going against what the Bible states. Again, this is what I talk about all the time. Satan deceives the world. So those at the highest point of this world, in highest places, from Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. These are the so-called leaders, and also those that you never see behind the scenes as well. That's what it all comes down to. Again, like I showed earlier, how Satan deceives the whole world. A lot of Christians don't realize how literal this is. Very literal.